Hello everyone, today I'm going to be reviewing the 6-inch scale Mandalorian figure from Star Wars The Black Series. Now, this figure looks brilliant. Just how he looks in some of the trailers of The Mandalorian, he does in the trailer have cleaner armour and more even armour, which this does go for more mixed match kind of scavenged armour looks. I think at the start he's going to be clean, full Mandalorian armour, and then lose it and then have to scavenge parts or just get better parts as he goes along. But I love the design of this figure. Like the way no limb is the same. It's got the same arm parts but different shoulder pads. The legs are completely different on either side. This is a Scarif Trooper leg, I believe. This is a Mandalorian, well, at least Boba Fett's knee pad. So this is just a plain brown shoulder pad. This, if we move the cape out of the way, is the nice lighter and the blue shoulder pad from the Scarif Trooper. He's got a nice bandolier here. Nice painted silver detail on the legs. Bit of detail on the back, a bit of scuffing if it'll be in focus. He's seen some better days on his back. It feels like he's kind of been blasted a few times, perhaps by an ally, perhaps by troopers. And his cape is made out of a kind of soft plastic. If you get heat on it, it is kind of like sort of shapeable, but it does drape nicely over his shoulder. Chest piece looks very much like Boba and Jango Fett's. I love the design of the Mandalorian armour, especially the helmet. I think it's more of the helmet than the actual armour itself. It just works. If you're not a fan of the cape, it's soft enough to just pull off. I don't recommend doing this a lot, but I'm going to keep it off for when I get into the articulation, because it does hinder the head a bit. And the head joint on this is fantastic. Like, it's how I want them to do like the heads on all the troopers going forward. Speaking of articulation, he's got, it seems like a ball joint at the bottom and then like a hinge or a ball joint at the top. So if I'll focus, he gets all the way forward, all the way back. He gets side to side, full rotation. Like, just look at that for a range of movement, and it holds in every position you put it in. So I think it is like a hinge and a ball joint at the bottom of the neck. Torso, we've just got a mid ball joint. You can focus, forward, back, side to side, all the way around. Really nice. This strap here doesn't actually get in the way, which I'm not surprised at. There is a peg here that it doesn't quite line up when you've got him neutral. You've got to kind of put his rifle all clip into that. I forgot to mention that earlier. Arms are a bit simple actually. I would have liked a butterfly joint, but I think with the amount of articulation going off in this section here, butterfly joint's kind of like out of the question, and go straight out. This is soft enough and like just pegged in here. It's soft enough to just get out of the way, all the way around. He's got a swivel here. He goes just about 90. And he's actually got a rotation at like just under the joint, which is nice to see. It does get a bit kind of messy occasionally, especially when you're like, I'm not used to having articulation there, so I kind of forget about it there. Pistol hand or shooting hand has an up and down with the trigger finger. There is an issue with the paints. I'll talk about that in the accessories. Not too happy about that. But then this hand just has a in and out. I would have liked a swappable trigger finger so it could do dual wielding or something, but I think that's asking a bit much. It's a really great figure. So legs, almost straightforward. Not much back because the butt gets in the way. he's got a better spread than like Spider-Man figures, but we don't have to worry. Well, no. So how can he get that spread, but a Spider-Man figure struggles? We just got a notification. Double bend at the knee. Really good. It does kind of flatten out a bit, like a lot of Black Series figures do. Might look a bit ugly, but it's a £20 figure. You can't really complain about that. He goes forward, back, and he's got a rock to like finish off in the foot. Now I'll just show you his where the cape limits him. See, he does struggle a bit getting to one side with the head with the cape on, and the arm does move it out of the way, but when it's on, it does rest nice on the shoulder all the time. Really appreciate that. He also has a holster down here for one of his accessories, which I'll get to in a minute. Overall, the articulation is really good. I can't complain. It might be my new gold standard for troopers. It was the Sith Trooper, but now I'm kind of thinking that this might be better than it. Like, I do like the butterfly joints. He can get a pretty good kneeling pose out of it. These flaps at the side are really soft and they just come out of the way to get the legs up. He can do pretty decent kneeling poses. Saying that, I'm having a bit of trouble getting in there. So he can kneel down rather well. Throwing his rifle and pistol, he's got some nice dynamic poses there. So as for accessories, the Mandalorian only comes with two things if you're not counting the cape. He comes with his rifle, which is based on the animated Boba Fett from the Star Wars Holiday Special, or at least I think it's believed to be Boba Fett. He kind of had a rifle with a thing here. I think this kind of is a sniper rifle, and then this bit kind of like is an electric kind of like stun fork. So this bit shoots, this bit shot. One day I'll have a review where figures don't fall over. So much falling over on this table, it's a kind of slippy surface. And finally we have this really nice pistol. Try and get that in focus for you. Really nice looking pistol. It could be used in like a real world display. Like, that's what I'm really enjoying about like the recent Star Wars guns. I know Cara Dune comes with like an LMG that could go with like a World War II figure if there are any of those on the market and you want a spare pistol for him. Looks kind of like a Luger or like kind of a bit of a Mauser shape up here. I'm not an expert on guns, I've just played a lot of Call of Duty. But I will talk about that paint issue. If it'll focus in, it's not really showing up that well, but right there and there you can see paint. Same paint that's on the hands. The paint on the hands is rather bad and has rubbed off on the gun. Now it does make it look a bit more weathered, which I'm not really going to complain about too much, but it's still, I wish my paint would actually stay on my figure where it's meant to be. So as for how the figure scales, here he is with the Scarif Trooper leader. Here he is with the Archive Boba Fett. Overall, pretty good. He's around the same size as both of them, which kind of makes sense. His helmet looks a bit small compared to them. Here he is with the Marvel Legends 6-inch Deadpool, 90s style, I believe. Here he is with the Lightning Collection White Power Ranger. Here he is with Clone Commander Rex. And finally here he is with Anakin Skywalker, all from the Black Series. Overall he scales fairly well. damn it. So when it comes down to should you buy this figure or not, definitely yes. If you're a fan of cool action figures, if you're a fan of Star Wars, if you're excited for Mandalorian, definitely pick it up. For 20 quid, you can't go wrong with this figure. I've only got a complaint about the paints, and kind of I'd like a bit more shoulder articulation. But apart from that, honestly, it's pretty flawless. You can get good poses out of him. You've got good accessories. He looks good in pretty much any pose I put him in. Honestly, a fantastic figure. Definitely worth buying. It might be a bit hard to get because these have sold out really quickly.